Hey carpet cleaners, it's John here, and in this video I'm going to be interviewing Chris Davies of Higher Standards Carpet Cleaning, and we're going to be hearing his incredible story about how he started, grew and scaled his carpet cleaning business into the successful operation that it is today. He's also going to be telling us about an exciting new video training series that he's about to release to help other carpet cleaners like you be more successful. If you've never heard of me before, my name's John Williams and I'm the owner of AGB. We specialize in one industry and one industry only, the carpet cleaning industry, and we specialize in one thing only, getting carpet cleaning businesses like yours booked out with our specialist digital marketing program. I'm on a personal mission to try and help as many carpet cleaning business owners as possible, not just survive but thrive, whether that's through this YouTube channel or working with us on a one-on-one basis. So let's dive right into the interview now. Let's dive right in. So on today's show, we've got Chris Davies from Wichita, Kansas, the owner of Higher Standards Carpet Care, a client of ours for a number of years. He is here to tell his amazing story and also tell us about an amazing new thing that he's actually working on as well to provide more value and help others industry as well. So without further ado, let me introduce Chris Davies. Chris, to begin with, can you kind of give us the kind of background as to kind of like what led you to starting up your carpet cleaning? What were you doing before you started your carpet cleaning business? What made you decide to start it up? Can you kind of give us the whole kind of backstory around Higher Standards?
Yeah, absolutely. So it all started back when I was working retail. I was a manager for a rent-a-center, and I did that for a number of years, and I made that company a lot of money. And I figured, if I can make someone else a whole bunch of money, I should be able to do it for myself too. So throughout that period, I had 7 employees: hire, train, fire, delegate, so I was really learning quite a bit about the corporate side of things. And honestly, I was just tired of it. It's a hustle just like anything else. And I was constantly grinding to keep my numbers up and to stay profitable. And I was making great money, but I wasn't happy. It was around that time that I had stumbled on some videos by Keith Kalfas, who's actually in lawn care. And he has a YouTube channel that's phenomenal. And I thought, man, I really want to do this. So I actually started getting equipment together for lawn care, not for carpet cleaning.
Interesting.
And, so I had a friend back in a different city where I'm from, Wichita, reach out to me and they said, hey, come back to Wichita. You can work for us in our small business. We'll kind of teach you the ins and outs. And that way you can apply it to your small business. So I did that, and I took a $40,000 pay cut.
Wow.
So it was kind of a scary thing, especially considering that I had a wife and a child.
Wow.
And, I was moving from one town to another.
That's huge.
But I took the plunge, right? And everybody thought I was crazy. So the small business that I was going to work for was another carpet cleaning business. And they were going to help me figure it all out and get set up for lawn care. But unfortunately, it ended up being me just taking a $40,000 pay cut and not getting any help. So I did that for a couple of years. And I also ran my lawn care business on the side for a couple of years.
Right.
And I just decided, that it was time to leave that company. Correct?
What year is this, Chris? Just put it into context. What year is this now?
Let's see. This would have been 2017, right about 2017. So I ended up deciding to leave that business, and I went to work for T-Mobile instead. And that was a really great decision in hindsight, because I went from, that huge pay cut to getting some of that money back, right? And T-Mobile allowed me to work 3 days a week, and I was making over $40,000 a year through them. And it was really easy. I was doing tech support, and I was still doing the lawn care. But then after thinking about it, the lawn care bill's out at $50 an hour. After expenses, I was making maybe $30 an hour.
Yeah.
And with T-Mobile, if I worked overtime, I could make $50 an hour. They would pay double time.
Wow.
So I'm thinking to myself, why am I out in the heat breaking my back for $30 when I can sit in an office chair and make $50? So I made the decision to close down the lawn care business. That was a good decision. So then, as pretty much as soon as that happened, I started thinking more about a carpet cleaning business because the target hourly rate was double that of lawn care. It was $100 an hour. So over the next 2 or 3 years, I really worked on the business plan and I ironed out the details after getting everything really figured out how I wanted it and saving a lot of money. And I pulled the trigger.
Wow. So when you say pull the trigger, so you got yourself a van, a truck mount, you got all the equipment, you saved up, you bought that, and it was just like, talk us through like your first year in business. So I guess was it just you on the road, or did you have a tech straight out the gate?
Yeah.
Was the van wrapped? Was it a portable that you had? Tell us. So you pull the trigger, you saved up the money. What happens next? Tell us.
Yeah, great question. So initially we were planning to launch in April of 2020, but then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So we decided to wait and give it a couple months and see what happened. By June, nothing had really changed. The pandemic was still full force. Everybody was super scared. But my wife said to do it anyway. She said, pull the trigger. What's the worst that's going to happen?
It's amazing that you had the support of your wife there as well. I think that's really important, that especially if you're in a partnership or you've got another half, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is. When it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to business, I really can't stress enough to the viewers, having that support is huge, right, Chris?
Absolutely. I mean, we definitely wouldn't be where we are without her support. But I mean, she's always believed in me, man. She's my number one cheerleader for sure.
Absolutely. Awesome. So carry on. Where were we?
Yeah. So we decided to pull the trigger, and we were kind of in a dilemma of should we buy something used and roll the dice and potentially have it break down, or should we buy something new? And we were really trying to figure out what would be the best route. And with the previous business that I worked for, we watched the problems that they went through with their machine. They bought a brand new machine. They spent $50,000 on it. And in the first year, it was in the shop at least once a month.
Wow.
So they were losing time that it could have been producing money because it just kept breaking down, right?
Wow.
And so, we really wanted to figure out what would be best. That way it wouldn't be in the shop. And what we ended up deciding was we built a machine with heat exchangers. We had a working platform that another company had used, and we knew it was reliable, and we had a frame. We just needed to put an engine, a blower, and heat exchangers on it. So we bought those parts, and we ended up putting the machine together for, I think, somewhere around $12,000 to $15,000.
Awesome.
And then we got a loan for a van. The van was older. It was a 2005. We got it for a deal. It was $4,500. And we put the truck mount in there, and we were in the game for maybe $19,000.
Okay, so startup cost was 19 grand. So then how did it go? So you opened the doors of this business, you started up, you got the equipment. Talk us through like that first 6-12 months in terms of getting jobs and how things went once you actually opened the doors.
Absolutely. So I was somewhat familiar with the marketing aspect since I had tried so many things with the lawn care company. And I was familiar with every door direct mail, Yelp, Google, all of those things. But there was so much to worry about in the beginning. Adding the marketing piece to it was just a whole nother monster because there was tons of information online that I could YouTube, but I was already trying to figure out everything else too, right? Yeah. So we did Google pay-per-click, and we did Google AdWords, we did Yelp, we did Nextdoor, we did every door direct mail, we did Facebook. Pretty much all of them were just okay. We would maybe double our money, but we wouldn't make the type of return that we were hoping for. We had planned for a 15% marketing budget, and pretty much with everything that we did ourselves, we were using like 50%. So we would put 500 in and get 1,000 back, and it was pretty clear that would not work going forward. Right. We had to, and it didn't matter how good of a service we provided. It mattered that we needed customers, because at the end of the day, if we didn't have a steady stream of clients coming in, we weren't going to stay in business. So at that point, I started searching all over the Facebook groups and truck mount forums and whatnot, trying to figure out who would be best, right? Because it was kind of down to the wire. We were depleting the remaining funds that we had on failed marketing attempts.
Were you doing the carpet cleaning yourself, Chris, at this time?
No. So I had a partner, Jake. He was on the van full time. in the beginning, and I was also on the van on my days off, right? So with T-Mobile, I only worked 3 days a week. So
Yeah.
I had 4 days a week to go out and clean carpet.
I've got another question for you. This is a really important question, actually, before we move into the marketing aspect. You and Jake, prior to Higher Standards, had you had any experience of cleaning carpets or knowledge of the techniques around cleaning carpets before?
Absolutely. So we both worked together at a different carpet cleaning business. So he was a master textile cleaner, and so he's super familiar. He's taken a bunch of classes, and then I had also cleaned, thousands of homes as well, which I think was super helpful. But hindsight, not really necessary. And really, if the business is built for growth, it shouldn't require that much training to send someone else out. The goal should really be that you should train someone within a 6-week period for them to take over a van and run it by themselves. As long as the processes are adequate and you have it lined out exactly what to do for what situations, it's fine. I think the problem is that a lot of carpet cleaners overthink it, and they think that they need to be overly specific and write out too many different scenarios. It's actually pretty simple. Anybody should be able to do it.
Awesome, great. So back to the marketing. So you're searching over through all the forums and you're trying to find a solution that's going to bring you consistency to your business. What happens next?
Looking throughout the different groups, there was 2 names that just kept popping up, and you were one of them. Right. So I scheduled a meeting with both of the people that I saw, and I actually had the meeting with the other person first, and it was terrible. There was a language barrier. I wasn't really, it was kind of difficult to understand the person. The camera wasn't working. And although he had a lot of social backing, I still kind of felt like maybe this guy was trying to steal my money or something. So I don't know, I got bad vibes there. So then I had the meeting with you guys, and it was actually very similar, the structure of the meeting and everything, and decided to roll the dice. And I mean, it wasn't our last bit of money, but it was pretty close to the last bit of money that we were throwing on the poker table.
Absolutely.
And luckily it worked like a charm, and we're here, a year and a half later, and consistently doing over 20,000 a month in revenue.
That's amazing. That's incredible. And it's been, I've got to say, amazing to be part of your journey and to have helped you to take your business from kind of like where it was to kind of where it is today. And which leads me nicely onto kind of the next kind of question. Like, it's May 2022 today as we speak right now. So just kind of give us like the overview of kind of like where your business is now, in terms of like revenue, in terms of team numbers, employees, and kind of like just kind of give us the kind of summary of, you were there when you started back in 2020 or whatever it was. You took out that loan. This was your last roll of the dice. Like you said, you met up with us. Obviously, it's really changed the game for you, which is amazing. So where are we now? Give us the numbers, give us the stats, give us the overview, the summary. Where is Higher Standards Carpet Care today as we speak?
Now it's just me on the van, which honestly, I kind of like it that way. I know I can rely on myself, and we're consistently doing 20 to 25,000 a month. I think what's more important than the revenue, though, is I've capped myself at 40 hours a week. I'm off by 3:30 every day to get home to my wife and kids and hear about their day at school. And I'm no longer working until 6, 7, 8 o'clock. And I think it's really difficult for a lot of business owners, especially early on, to not work 80 hours a week. They just want to constantly work. And that can be good, but it can also be terrible, right? It's all about balance. I'm working 40 hours a week or less, doing 20 to 25,000 a month. And my wife is my secretary. So she does all of the scheduling. She still gets to stay at home. She's been a stay-at-home mom for about 10 years now. And this has allowed her the opportunity to continue staying at home and also earning a decent income off of it.
Absolutely. You've obviously got like an amazing family business here, which is awesome. So just talk us through what are the plans for the future of Higher Standards?
There's definitely multiple trucks coming in the future. The plan is to grow. I don't know how much we're going to be pursuing the carpet side of it. I think that we'll probably get one more carpet van, and then an air duct van. The goal would be to have 2 carpet cleaning vans on the road and 1 air duct van set to the side.
Awesome.
And yeah, I think that by the end of the year, hopefully the vehicle shortage and the inflated car prices will come down a bit and we can make that happen. But until then, I'm happy, less than 40 hours a week and making really good money. So.
Absolutely. I think what the key takeaway, and I'm an absolute massive advocate for this, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter, which leads me nicely into the last kind of couple of segments of this video. It's been amazing to hear your story. You're definitely an inspiration, and I'm sure that a lot of people, especially those starting out in the kind of service-based industries and the cleaning-based industries, will take a lot of inspiration from it. So thanks for sharing that. I do know that you have a really special project that we're going to talk about in just a minute, but before we get into that, if you could give one piece of advice for the viewers that are watching this video that are starting out in the game, what would it be?
It takes money to make money. You have to have a solid marketing budget to be able to produce the number of clients that it's going to take to make a decent living.
That's a great piece of advice. Very concise, very spot on. Didn't even have to think about it. That just came straight out. I love it. Brilliant. Awesome. So before we finish up here, Chris is literally in the next week or so, I believe, about to launch a really awesome new coaching. It's a 6-part video series. He is on a personal mission. And this is, I think, why me and Chris, I'm on a personal mission to try and help as many carpet cleaning business owners as possible, not just survive, but thrive, whether that's through working with us one-on-one or through this YouTube channel. And Chris similarly is on a similar mission to try and, take some of the knowledge and some of the skills and the experience that he's had through growing, starting, scaling his carpet cleaning business and share it with you guys through an awesome 6-part video coaching series that he's going to be having for sale soon. He obviously knows a lot more about it than I do. So Chris, take it away. The floor's yours. This is your chance. Tell us all about this exciting new project which you're about to launch.
In the beginning of the business, there was so much information out there. I mean, it was just literally an endless amount of things that I could read about carpet cleaning, about the business aspect, different books that were available. I mean, I could spend every waking moment reading and I still wouldn't have gotten all of the information. The other part of the problem was a lot of the information out there is no good. So it's either coming from people that have been in the industry for 40 years and they started in the 80s back when there was yellow pages. And what they were saying was just irrelevant. Like obviously I can't start a business the same way somebody 40 years ago did. It doesn't work that way. So, I was just on the hunt for everything that I could get and then trying to weed through it to figure out what was good and what was bad. In the first 2 years, I really feel like I've figured out a system that works to generate money and that's beneficial for the customer, the employee, and the owner, right? Because it's all about balance. I do feel like a lot of carpet cleaning business owners give the customer way too much. And then at the end of the day, they end up working too much and not making enough money. I put together a 6-part video series that just goes over like the main points of what I wish I would have known from day one. And if I would have known these things on the very first day, I would have made so much more money. The video series overall is built to generate more money for the business, but it's also there to help manage the money for the business, because there's a lot of great carpet cleaners out there, but not all great carpet cleaners are great business owners.
That's absolutely right.
And I think that for a lot of us is the hardest part, is not cleaning carpet, but knowing what to do with the money after the fact, and then also making sure to pay ourselves accordingly, because so many cleaners shortchange themselves, reinvest all the money that they make, and then at the end of the day, they could have made a better wage just working for a different business,
Yeah.
So with the 6-part video series, it goes over things like pricing for profit, a pricing structure that maximizes earnings with ease of use in mind, timely tipping, how we average $100 or more in tips a day, reviews 101, how to get 350 reviews in the next 12 months,
Awesome.
No nonsense communication, making sure your client is completely prepared for your arrival, and then Finance 101, and a proven recipe for financial success. So yeah, with those videos, if I would have had those day one, it would have been a whole lot easier. So I'm trying to make it easier for the next guy.
And as part of this interview for our viewers, you're doing something very, very exciting, and you're sharing it with the community in general as well. I believe you're giving one of the videos away completely for free. Tell us about that and about the video that people can go out there and get right away at absolutely no cost.
Pricing for Profit is an amazing video that I think that a lot of cleaners will benefit from. And in the industry, there's a huge debate over whether area pricing or square foot pricing is more beneficial. And it's just a never-ending talk over what you should use. And the video just kind of goes over where we ended up landing, the benefits between the two different pricing models, and then how we decided to do it, which kind of incorporates both pricing models.
Awesome. Very, 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 very cool. So listen, Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, hearing your story. I'm really excited about this coaching video series that you've got coming out. As you pointed out, there's a lot of amazing carpet cleaning business owners out there. There's a lot of guys out there that are incredible cleaning carpets. But one of the biggest things that I see, one of the biggest challenges that I see is having that business acumen and having the skills in place, the core skills to not just be a carpet cleaner, but be a successful business owner. And that's really what it's all about. And like you said, this is absolutely the reason why I started this YouTube channel. This is the reason why, I've got you on this interview right now, is because exactly there's a lot of people out there that are giving away like bad information, in my opinion, out of date information. And it's a real minefield if you're just starting out and things like that. So I wanted to make this channel to give some value to people. And as a successful business owner in my own right, I'm not a carpet cleaning business, but a lot of the skills that I've learned are totally transferable. So I'm sharing my knowledge in the hope that we can help some of the cleaning business owners out there be successful as well in their own right. And you're on, like I say, a very, very similar mission, if not the same mission as I am. And I think that's awesome. And I think this video series is going to go a long way to helping those guys out there navigate that minefield and have more successful businesses. And I think the video that you're giving away for free, the amount of value in that, the pricing from an advertising agency point of view, where we specialize in the carpet cleaning industry, pricing is one of the biggest sticking points on that we come across as well. That it gets people on the end of the hook, and we get people scheduling, but also it's got to be profitable and it's got to make sense for the cleaner and the business owner as well. Something that we've been able to do successfully with you, Chris, in the time that you've been a client of ours. And so obviously you know what you're talking about with all of that. So I think that video and the fact that you're giving it away for free is absolutely huge. So guys, if you're watching this and you do want to get that video for free, head down to the description. You are going to find a link in there to Chris's website. It's trafficlanecoaching.com. And you can we're also going to drop Chris's email address in there for this coaching series. It's trafficlanecoaching@gmail.com, all one word. Hit Chris up. He's a mine of information and knowledge and advice. And check out his 6-part series once it drops in about a week from now, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. Peace. So I hope that you really enjoyed that video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button so that you get notified when the next video comes out. And if you would like to find out a little bit more about working with us on a one-on-one basis to take your carpet cleaning business to the next level, head down to the description below where you'll find a link to schedule a Zoom call with us, and we'll run you through absolutely everything. See you on the next video, guys. Peace.